Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and I'm here with my buddy Ken Panton and the 2024 Chevy Trax. And it's really fitting that Ken's here because he's actually an owner of a current generation Chevy Trax, big Trax enthusiast, and so we figured we'd bring him along and kind of help give some insight on where Chevy is going with this entirely new model. I know you're excited, so let's not take any more time. Check out some of the great new styling that Chevy has going on with this thing. This is an active trim, which means it's going to cost you about $26,000 or so. They're throwing on some plastic cladding. What they want to do is give the idea that this is a car meant for some lifestyle, as they call it. However, it is only front-wheel drive, and there's no sort of actual functionality differences between this and the other trims of the Trax. They do kind of put some styling on here to make you think you can go do off-roading, but at the end of the day, it's mostly just for getting you to your job and back. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's something to be said for a car that gives you a lot of things that you want and need at under $30,000. What do you think of the styling?
Sounds good.
Yeah?
Sounds good. They make it look a little bit more premium.
Yeah.
I like the active look of it with the black lower fish and the black wheels.
You know, the proportions almost kind of look Subaru-ish.
Almost.
I see Subaru Outback in here. Between this and these black roof rails coming by.
I think that's what they're going after. I mean,
Yeah.
This is a customer that needs an affordable, reliable, good-looking car.
Yep.
And Chevy's just known for that.
Yeah, this isn't going to be anything super fancy in terms of engines or anything like that, but hey, sometimes you just need a car, and you do get a spare tire, so we like to see that. I see actually some places to tie things down. That's good. Cover to keep thieves out of the back of your car. No power liftgate, so you're not getting anything fancy like that. Let's take a quick look at the back seat. Now, this is actually kind of a concern to me. If you're someone who has children, this door doesn't open very wide. So if you're heaving in a big rear-facing car seat or something like that, you're going to have trouble, and you might need to step up to something more like the Equinox. Let's see, though. My seat right now is set for somebody at 5'10". Actually, quite a lot of room here. Oh, this isn't bad at all.
Well, it's not bad. You know, you just brought up a good point.
Yeah.
Carrying a car seat, putting it in, you want more of a 90 degree.
Right. So the doors that don't open super wide like that, that's a little tough.
I mean, for young kids like 4 or 5 years old up,
that would be fine. Yeah,
perfect.
booster seat in here is going to be okay. I'm actually really impressed. They've made the Trax a lot longer, a little bit lower, and changed the geometry of the car. And as a 5'10" individual, I'm fitting quite well. I'm not going to make Ken sit in the back seat because he doesn't sit in the back seat of anything unless it's being driven by somebody else. So you can see the seats do go pretty flat.
Charlie.
You're going to want me to cut that out?
No.
Let's get on the road. At the end of the day, this thing is a car to be driven. So you do see we've got little features in this active trim like proxy key on the front door there. Door handle's actually got a pretty solid feel to it. I'm okay with that. Very Chevy-esque binging and bonging. Check out these seats in the active model. Some piping here that's a little bit of a different color. Some cross-stitching. Active up in the headrest.
It's got a nice Chevy door slam, too.
It sure does.
My dad used to say that an American car is the best slam. Listen.
It's solid.
Yep.
It really is. And that's even with the window open. You know, there's some of the little accents around here that kind of do it for me. I like the little vents kind of with the circle design going on here. You can see that everything's sort of canted toward me. The infotainment, you can get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in this model, but you're not going to see that on the base trims. This one also features wireless device charging. That's important. Let's get a little airflow going here. Single zone climate control. So Ken's not going to be able to customize his own, unfortunately. We're going to have to get some air conditioning going. But a car like this is supposed to be simple. It's not supposed to complicate your life. So if you're going to the dealer and you're leasing a new Trax, you're going to want to be able to get in and just drive it. And I'm happy to report that upon initial impression, which hasn't been much, we've driven it here from over there. You can see that one over there in yellow. It's got a nice simple car feel. The steering wheel is small and tight. Very light steering. I find that important in this class. How is this car going to make your life easier? That's what we want to know.
You know what I was just thinking, too?
What's that?
This is a great first car, someone going off to college.
Oh, yeah.
Or you're just getting into the workforce.
Yep.
Or you have a bigger car, you need a second car for the family that has utility.
Yeah.
At a great price point. This is fine.
Well, it drives me nuts sometimes when people think they need to go out and lease or buy a $35,000, $40,000 car. Just because everything's getting expensive these days doesn't mean that there isn't a way to get into something that looks cool, does what you need it to do, and doesn't break the bank. So Chevy's giving you that here. They're giving you an entirely new model with an engine that's simple, a transmission that's simple, a powertrain that's simple. It's giving you a nice screen, and it's giving you a car that doesn't look dorky when you pull up in it.
Great value with style.
Yeah,
this is, which is hard to find nowadays. But
right.
Chevy's doing it.
All right, lazy throttle right there. I really had to lean into it, and we feel an inconsistency there with with the throttle. Okay, all right. Big, nice, easy gauge, and you know what I actually like? Chevy didn't bother doing a tachometer. Because who needs a tachometer in a car like this?
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
No, you don't need a tachometer in this, quite obviously.
No. They kind of made it a cool, funky little look there. So they're giving you your speed and then sort of a sweeping fake gauge on the going around it. It's giving you how much fuel you got left over on the left side. Again, giving you what you need. Alright, so again, a lot of surginess from the accelerator. Little engine in here, 1.2 liter motor, so not getting much in terms of horsepower and torque, but should be able to get you what you need. That's kind of a fun material right here too, that goes up into those...
kind of interesting what they've done here.
Yeah.
Nice styling cues.
I don't think we've got any sort of branded audio in here, so I think we're working with what appears to be a 6-speaker bass sound system. Maybe we'll try to do a little bit of evaluation on that later today, but looking pretty simple. I like the outside mirrors. They're large. They're giving me a lot of visibility out in the back. And looking around the car, I actually don't have a lot of visibility in the rear. So I'm glad that this active model features blind spot monitoring, but you're not going to get that in one of the base LS trims. So just keep in mind, if I'm looking over my shoulder, trying to make a merge, then I'm going to want something like this blind spot monitoring. The Trax is still a good value proposition. The base car starting about $22,000, this one $26,000. And there aren't too many things to choose. You can pick from some fun colors, and you can choose whether you want to get the wireless device charging, some of those other little types of features. Some of the safety features do not come standard as well. So again, if you want to get that blind spot monitoring, you want to get, I'd have to look at the list to see exactly what it's giving you, but it's not like Toyota or Subaru that's going to make everything standard. Chevy's going to make you pay if you want to step up and get more of those safety features.
Which again adds to the value play, because there's a lot of people just getting their first new car.
Yeah.
Don't really need all the features. So don't really want all the features.
Right. And yeah, to be honest with you, if I don't have kids or a wife yet or something like that, I'm probably okay with driving something without all the safety gimmicks. And then if you're buying this car for your daughter to go off to college,
then you
pay a little bit extra.
Load it up with everything.
Yep,
exactly.
Yep. Get the automated emergency braking, everything like that. Yep. Brake feels good. Confident there. I kind of like the sound of that 3-cylinder as it grunts up. What do you think, Mr. Panton? It's a car.
It's a car. It's a great value. I mean, let's just put it nice and simple.
Yeah.
Period. End. It doesn't really. It's not trying to be something it's not.
No.
It's exactly what you're getting.
Right.
And once again, it's a Chevy, so you get reliability, durability, and safety.
Yeah. And you're going to be able to get it serviced at all those Chevy dealers that are right around you somewhere. I mean, there's plenty of towns that you might be in that they're not going to have something like a Hyundai dealer down the street. So get yourself something like this. It's going to be simple. You're going to be able to drive it to grandmother's house and not get any flack.
It's a great basic ride. I mean, it's perfect for that.
I'm actually pretty happy with it.
And it can get out of its own way.
Yeah, yeah. Something like the new Honda HR-V. That car looks good and it's got a lot of features, but it's slow. There's no getting around how slow that car is. This one actually feels like it can get up and move when it needs to.
Something like this, when you come to this price point, it's going to have you rethinking Honda altogether.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When you really want something in this price point, the $25,000 to $30,000 range.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of running to Honda, look what Chevy's doing.
Yeah.
It's kind of exciting, actually, to see this brand just keep pushing the envelope of value.
Yep. Up here at about 55 miles per hour. Doesn't seem too loud or anything. I could totally see myself spending time in this car. What's important is it's easy to use. The things you touch regularly feel good. It's solid. And I really want to impart on you all. You don't need to be taking on $500 a month loans and leases to get yourself safe, reasonable transportation. You can get something like this. There's nothing wrong with it, and it actually does look pretty cool. There's a lot of room. Looking again in that back seat, a lot of space there. I was really impressed by that. And you open up the cargo compartment, you can actually use this for quite a bit of stuff. Load floor, medium height, a little bit of a lip there, but all things considered, Chevy's got a lot going on with this new Trax. I think it's a huge step up from the previous model, and I'm gonna be looking forward to spending more time with it back at DMHQ. We're gonna run a fuel economy test once we get it there. I'm gonna try to squeeze in a little bit of a sound test here if I get some time. We've got a little bit more time with the cars today and tomorrow as well, but a lot of cool stuff going on with this. So thanks a lot to Ken for coming along and sharing his expertise. Like I said, he's really intimate with the Chevy brand. You know, he just knows a lot of this, the Trax and the Trailblazer is kind of right up his alley. So we appreciated him coming along and sharing his time with us. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.